Hi, my name is Mia and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And just right off the bat, I want to apologize for this horrible lighting. This room does not have a main light. And believe it or not, it is daytime, but it's raining and it's dark out, so I'm doing the best I can here. But yeah, as you can tell by the title, we are now in San Antonio, Texas. And let me tell you, getting here was a mission. I don't want to go on too long of a negative ramble, so I'll try to run you through it quickly, but a lot of things happened, so I feel like it's worth mentioning. So, I guess right off the bat, it started off with the flight being booked itself. We had to wait on the Air Force to book Julio's flight, which we didn't get until Wednesday. And we knew we were flying out Friday and Saturday, so that was super last minute, which made it stressful already. And then the flights that were booked for Julio were pretty bad, so we kind of had to navigate that ourselves. And I had to fly out a day early to Frankfurt, so I was in Frankfurt by myself for about 24 hours. The flight was alright. If you've been around the channel, you know I have very bad flight anxiety, so I wasn't very happy about going by myself, but it's alright, I made it. The next day, however, Julio's flight was delayed, and his suitcase only got checked in until Frankfurt. So, anyways, his flight from Jerez to Frankfurt was delayed, and he already only had an hour and a half to switch planes, and because we were going on an international flight, that meant he had to get his suitcase back, check back in, go through security, go through the passport control and everything. So there was really little time, and he basically had the choice between making a run for the flight to Denver or getting the suitcase and staying behind until the next day. We ended up going with the running and making the flight option, and he made the flight just barely with 2 minutes to spare, but I was really happy that he flew with me because the takeoff was pretty rough, the flight itself just took forever. That's when the long journey started. From Frankfurt to Denver is about a 10-hour flight, which made it really exhausting. But then landing in Denver, if you've ever flown through Denver, then I'm sure you know the turbulence there is insane because of the Rocky Mountains. So the landing was absolutely horrible, and I get really motion sick, so I was just pumping myself full of Dramamine, which did help, but still I felt like really dizzy and nauseous and off afterwards still. Yeah, we did put an AirTag in our suitcase, so by the time we landed in Denver, we could see that our suitcase did not make it with us. I ran through the entire airport in Frankfurt trying to figure out how we can still reroute the suitcase. I talked to 4 different people, spent hours there trying to figure things out, but the chances of the suitcase making it with us were very low to begin with, so we kind of expected that, but it was not good because the suitcase had all of our things in it. Yeah, we usually don't fly with a suitcase for reasons exactly like that. We usually fly with carry-on only, but because we're here for 5 weeks total, that wasn't an option. So yeah, all of our things in the suitcase. We saw it was still in Frankfurt, and then we had a pretty short layover in Denver, and by this time I was already panicking. I did not want to get on that flight because of how turbulent the landing in Denver was, so I knew it was going to be out of Denver, even more so because the flight that we came in was a very big airplane and the flight going out was a small one, so you can feel the turbulence much more. And then I also saw that there was thunderstorms here in San Antonio. That meant a very rough landing as well. But boy, I could have not even dreamed this nightmare of a flight up. Like, that was the worst flight I've ever had in my life. It felt like a roller coaster from start to finish. It kept swaying, it kept shaking and dropping a bunch of times, both for takeoff and landing. And I was just shaking and crying, and that was really horrible. Even the flight attendant said it was. And Julio doesn't have an issue with flying, but even he admitted that that was horrible. So yeah, then we landed in San Antonio, and everything kind of calmed down at this point. I was happy that I had solid ground under my feet, and now it was just up to us to worry about yeah, getting the suitcase here, getting a rental car, and figuring out a hotel situation. Being in America was a really, really positive culture shock for us because everyone was so kind, everyone was really talkative and friendly and making jokes, so the kind of like dreaded walk to the lost and found section of the luggage area turned out to be a really positive experience after all. The lady that helped us was so nice, and yeah, we could explain our situation to her. She said it would take 24 to 48 hours for a suitcase to get here, most likely. And yeah, that really brought us some peace of mind. And then it just kept getting better. By the time we got to the car rental place, they upgraded us for free, and now it's crazy. I mean, I don't really care about cars, but it's just kind of interesting to like drive a very different car. So they gave us a Jeep for the 2 weeks that we're here, which is a very funny experience, especially here in Texas, where everyone drives trucks and big vehicles. It's just, yeah, kind of fun to be part of that for once. And yeah, then we got to the hotel. The hotel is a big letdown. I mean, I don't know, you can probably not see that much in the background, but that's pretty much the room. It looks very outdated, honestly feels a bit haunted. And yeah, there is a shared bathroom in this hotel, which is very awkward. Yeah, it's just, you can hear everything that your neighbor is doing, your neighbor can hear everything that you're doing. Right now it's like the middle of the day, so luckily not many people are in the hotel, which is why I have time to film this video, but it's just awkward. Much more awkward than if there was like just like a community bathroom down the hall or something, because now you have like zero privacy here basically. Like, you can hear people whisper in the next room, you can hear people snore, you can hear people play video games, watching videos, you can hear people go number 2, number 1, you can hear people shower. It's just weird. And then the water pressure here is super bad too. It basically like drips out of the drain, and the shower head, it ends like here by my shoulder, so I constantly have to squat down. But yeah, it's alright. I'm not super picky when it comes to accommodations. I'm a cheapskate myself, but this one is probably one of the worst accommodations that we've ever stayed in. Regardless, the night was alright. I woke up from nightmares from that flight and just still feeling motion sick, honestly, after that flight. And then jet lag kind of got me up at like a little before 4 a.m. and then I couldn't sleep anymore. 4 a.m. Sunday is when we woke up, and we pretty much got up immediately. We were super excited to be in San Antonio. It feels really great being back in the States, and the weather is great. I didn't expect it to feel this good. Like, it is really, really hot and humid here, but because of the cloud cover it doesn't feel too bad, I guess. So I'm really positively surprised by that. And yeah, it's just beautiful here. The next day we got some breakfast at the Vegan Avenue, which is, yeah, just this really, really delicious vegan restaurant here in San Antonio. And then we had a lot of errands to run. Once we had breakfast in us, it was time to, yeah, buy outfits, because we were wearing the same stinky clothes we've been wearing for the previous days, which was not very pleasant. And given the shower experience, we didn't feel clean at all, so it was time to buy clothes, which may sound fun, but when you're forced to purchase things, it's not very fun. But regardless, we each ended up finding an outfit and some underwear and socks, and that made things a whole lot better. We got our SIM cards from AT&T, which are very disappointing as well. Yeah, just, it's so crazy how expensive SIM cards are here. We had to pay $60 each, and we barely have service. Like, it takes several minutes to send and receive messages. It takes forever for Google Maps to load, and forget about doing a Google search of any kind. So yeah, that's pretty shocking. Everything here is much, much more expensive than in Spain in general. Like, also eating out has been quite pricey. But regardless, what we got to see of the city on the first day was absolutely magical. We were on cloud nine the whole day despite all the stress of the day before, and yeah, we're just super excited to be here in San Antonio. It's such a beautiful city. The next day, I was here in the hotel by myself pretty much all day. I did what little laundry we had, washed it, and Julio went to his training for the first day. And afterwards, we went back into the city and yeah, just explored some more. And we also finally got our suitcase. It took 48 hours just as promised. Our stuff's finally here, and that is a huge relief to us because we were kind of worried with the international transfer and customs and everything, and yeah, the mess up of Julio's ticket, but we have our things, which is so good. Yeah, we tried to stay positive the first 2 days and be like, oh, we don't need material things, but we're already pretty minimalistic and we really like the things that we do own, so it was a hassle being here without them. We had to purchase, yeah, not just clothes but also toiletries. We had to buy shampoo again, we had to buy, yeah, soap again, we had to buy a razor again and all this type of stuff, which it just kind of hurts to spend money unnecessarily like that. But anyways, I don't mean to have a negative tone for this video at all. It is now Tuesday. I'm feeling much better. Today is the first day that I'm not motion sick anymore, and yeah, we've gotten to see so much of the city, and I am just super excited for the next few days, and I can't wait to take you with me and show you around. I'm sorry I didn't film too much the first few days, it was just crazy. So here's the little vocal recap. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the first little impressions of San Antonio as much as we love being here. It's truly incredible. It totally exceeded all my expectations. So if you've never been to San Antonio, I can highly recommend you come here. It's an awesome city. The people are super nice. It's beautiful. You definitely feel the Mexican influence here, which is amazing. Just like an overall really amazing place, full of culture, full of, yeah, vibrance and colors, and yeah, it's amazing to be here, and I can't wait to see what the next week and a half has in store for us. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope to see you next time. Bye.